was the most unlikable candidate in the history of presidents, and that's saying a lot.
But Biden says the same thing.
He's number 2. When Biden says something, does anyone go like, oh?
Right.
No, they used to go, oh, what'd he say?
Yeah. What is happening in America? You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34 felonies.
Hillary Clinton paces back and forth like she's about to explode. You can almost feel the heat coming off her. Meanwhile, Tyrus delivers one shocking detail after another, calm and casual, like he's reading a shopping list. Each reveal hits harder than the last, messier than a kid's shoes after playing in the mud. The tension builds fast, and then it snaps. Hillary's reaction is so intense it feels powerful enough to light up a whole city block. And you're left wondering, what could possibly be so unbelievable that it pushed her this far? Buckle up, because this moment makes every political drama look like a low-budget soap opera spinning out of control.
You know, Tyrus, and this goes back to 2016, people were reluctant to talk to pollsters and say, I like Donald Trump. And now, fast forward 8 years later, essentially they're saying, if you like him, you're in a cult. Do you really want to be in a cult?
If the cult that Hillary doesn't like, yeah.
Before we go any further, tap that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming. Hillary Clinton was supposed to be enjoying her smooth post-political chapter, floating from talk show to talk show, sharing perfectly polished lines, and soaking in applause like a Broadway star taking her final bow. Then Tyrus stormed in, flipping the whole scene upside down. He charged in like a bull in a china shop, dropping shocking revelations that sounded like they were pulled straight out of a locked Area 51 vault.
Is it a red hat? I'll get one. Like, it's ridiculous. When the losing side, or someone, she's just a very unlikable person and will say anything to get this attention. But here's the thing, it's changed. America has changed. We no longer listen to that stuff. Now when they say it, we go, that's why I didn't vote for you.
Hillary Clinton, someone who's survived decades of Washington drama, suddenly starts coming apart, like her teleprompter just shut off mid-speech. And let's be real, if anyone was going to push her over the edge, it wasn't a senator, not a foreign rival, and definitely not a group of friendly reporters asking easy questions. No, it had to be Tyrus. A guy who looks like he was built in a WWE lab and then turned into a walking truth bomb. He doesn't ease into controversy. He jumps straight in, hitting the water hard and shaking everyone in the room.
Clinton is one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet.
Very much so.
Always has been, always will be, and will be inserting clips on her response to Benghazi several times throughout the interview. I want to show who she is.
She's worse than her husband.
A lot of people say that this was triggered by a YouTube video. This is her statement. I condemn in the strongest terms the attack on our mission in Benghazi today. The United States deplores any intentional effort to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. Our commitment to religious tolerance goes back to the very beginning.
Picture this. The world is just going about its business. Politics is stuck in its usual messy swamp. Then Tyrus decides today is the day to dig up the darkest secrets you can imagine. Not the shiny, polished stuff politicians can spin with a smile. No. These are the ugly, reputation-staining details that make dry-clean-only careers start smelling like gym socks after a 4th of July barbecue.
She talks, you kind of get why Bill did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, it's kind of like, again, I don't condone, cheating, but
no,
that's your morning.
Yeah.
You gotta kiss that before you go to bed at night, and then you gotta sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
And when those secrets finally come out, Hillary Clinton doesn't react quietly. It turns into a full-on spectacle. Forget calm composure or polite pushback. This is fireworks-level anger. The kind of explosion that makes you wonder if someone replaced her morning latte with jet fuel. And this is where Tyrus shines. He doesn't just point things out. He blows them wide open, with a level of confidence and flair that leaves everyone in the room stunned and speechless.
Oh, your buddy Epstein didn't off himself, and she has all this extra footage cut up in the closet? Like, I bet he has. I bet Bill has not had a good night's sleep for years. I mean, that's why he aged so badly. You know, like, a lot of people don't know this. Bill Clinton is only 37 years old.
He treats scandals like wrestling storylines, turned up with extra drama, swagger, and just enough showmanship to keep everyone glued to their screens. So when he goes after Hillary Clinton, it's not about digging up some dusty moment from the past. It's about creating a spectacle so big it makes cable news look like a kid's puppet show. And Hillary can't stand it. Because if there's one thing she spent her whole career trying to control, it's the narrative, the speeches, the interviews, the image of always being 5 steps ahead. But Tyrus doesn't play chess. He throws chaos into the ring and lets it explode. And when those secrets start spilling out, Hillary snaps, like someone flipped her switch from calm straight to nuclear meltdown. Picture her pacing, shouting, arms flying, acting like both the director and the star of her own political soap opera.
She's just evil. Like, there's nothing like her.
Why would she even tweet that? Like, don't you have
I think she just sits around
That's the
in
whole
her
point.
evil lair. Whenever she runs out of Eye of Newt and Small Children to Boil, she then goes to X and just says whatever the most evilest thing. I think if the devil himself showed up, like, you'll never hear her being possessed by a demon. You know what I'm saying? The demon will walk in and the demon will be calling Dr. Phil. You don't believe the that I just saw, bro. Like.
So what did Tyrus actually uncover? Let's just say it wasn't harmless small talk. These weren't rumors you joke about over brunch. They were the kind of details that drag old scandals out of hiding, dust them off, and shove them straight under bright lights. Suddenly, the ghosts of Hillary Clinton's past controversies weren't whispers anymore. They were charging front and center, like a parade spinning completely out of control. And here's the thing about Hillary. She's survived enough scandals to fill an entire Netflix series. That's what worries her inner circle the most, the unpredictability. You can't plan a comeback when the other side refuses to follow the script. Her blow-up becomes the real headline, not the secrets themselves, but the spectacle of her reaction. In the end, it's less about the truth and more about how hard Hillary is slamming the door, trying to keep those skeletons locked inside.
The catfish. Well, they wanted us to believe it was a big naughty redhead that was going around, was going to ruin the world and do all kinds of bad things to us. Turns out the catfish was, hey, we don't boo here, but for this one time, you may boo.
Nothing screams I'm rattled louder than a public meltdown. And of course, the internet ate it up like the finale of a hit reality show. Memes spread everywhere overnight. One side said Hillary Clinton's reaction proved guilt, no questions asked. The other side argued Tyrus was just a showman throwing mud for attention. But while both camps yelled past each other, the real winner was the chaos itself. Because in 2025, political blow-ups aren't just news anymore, they're entertainment. Hillary has been labeled, investigated, and dragged through controversy for years, yet she always stood tall, almost untouchable. Then one oversized pundit with a flair for drama pushes her into a full pressure cooker explosion. And that alone says a lot about the psychological chess game happening behind the scenes.
If the pantsuit fits, Hillary Clinton, you owe Russia an apology. And there should be an apology tour for lying to the American people and ruining 2 years of Trump's presidency and affecting elections with Russiagate, impeachment, and fake dossiers. Oh yeah, let's not forget the P-tape.
Because this isn't just about facts, it's about perception. And in politics, perception is reality. When Hillary Clinton blows up, it fuels the idea that maybe, just maybe, the secrets hit a nerve. Once people think you're rattled, half the battle is already lost. Tyrus knows this game inside out. He doesn't need charts or evidence, just a perfectly timed bombshell, a confident grin, and the certainty that Hillary will do the rest by overreacting. It's the oldest trick in the book: poke the bear, then let the bear make the headlines for you. And judging by those headlines, it worked even better than he could have imagined. By now, you'd think Hillary would have mastered brushing off controversy. But that eruption proved even the most seasoned politicians can slip. Watching her scramble afterward, trying to spin it and claim she was calm the whole time, it was already too late. The internet had already crowned it meltdown of the year. while Tyrus had moved on to his next wave of chaos.
I want you to remember what Donald Trump said about Hillary Clinton back in the 2016 debate.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
It's like, yeah, because you'd be going to jail later.
That explosion wasn't just a reaction, it was a full-on performance. You couldn't help but wonder if Hillary Clinton had practiced it in front of a mirror. She didn't just argue, she erupted. Arms flailing, voice rising, every ounce of pent-up frustration spilling out like Tyrus had pushed the launch button himself. It was like a Shakespearean tragedy got a WWE makeover, complete with imaginary dramatic music only she could hear. Subtlety isn't her style. She tries, flashes the politician's smile, leans into the mic, and delivers lines like a courtroom pro. But when Tyrus drops his bombs, that polish melts faster than ice cream in July. Watching her blow up wasn't just about what he said, it crushed the illusion of her untouchable mystique. And naturally, the internet went wild. Memes spread faster than her temper as everyone tuned in to watch the chaos unfold.
Since they can't air the truth, they control the storyline, and they've lost control of it. From bloodbath to democracy. Last night, Hillary tried framing the election like this. Both guys are old, but you can't vote for the one we indicted.
What do you say to voters who are upset that those are the two choices?
Get over yourself. Those are the two choices. One is old and effective and compassionate, has a heart, and really cares about people. And one is old and has been charged with 91.
One moment she's firing off heated rebuttals, and the next, boom, she's all over social media as a volcano, a mushroom cloud, even a glitching robot short-circuiting on live TV. Twitter crowned her Mount Hillary, while TikTok flooded with remixed clips pairing her meltdown with Tyrus grinning like a cat that just caught an eagle. Even people who usually ignore politics tuned in. Watching Hillary Clinton unravel in real time was pure binge-worthy content. Hashtags blew up worldwide. News anchors tried to stay serious, but you could see them barely holding back laughter. Every attempt to clean up the mess only made it worse, like trying to put out a grease fire with gasoline. The fallout was total chaos. Late-night comedians had a field day. Pundits spun wild theories. The internet even linked it to everything from Wall Street crashes to bizarre lizard conspiracies. And through it all, the momentum was completely unstoppable.
She's back like a sore on a porn star's lip.
Ew.
Complaining on X about Trump cleaning up D.C., she says, quote, on one hand, Republican officials call themselves war fighters. On the other, they become whiny crybabies at the thought of setting foot in D.C.'s streets and New York City subways that literal school children navigate every day without incident. Real macho stuff. Then she got off social media and returned to moving a dead body to a park.
Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton's defenders rushed to her side, calling her outburst righteous anger, the kind you unleash when you've had enough of cheap shots. But let's be real. Anger that loud doesn't signal strength. It comes off more like insecurity dressed up in a power suit. The irony is sharp. Hillary built her career on surviving chaos, shrugging off scandals, and standing tall as the unbreakable force everyone knows. Yet here, a TV personality with a flair for theatrics managed to crack her composure. The contrast was so stark, so uncomfortable, even her fiercest supporters had to admit this wasn't her moment. And Tyrus? He didn't need to lift another finger. The media ran with it, and the internet grabbed the popcorn. Hillary knows the rules. She's played this game longer than most have been alive. But the moment she lost control, the optics turned deadly. In politics, it's not about the truth, it's about how it looks. And for someone built to seem unshakable, that slip was catastrophic.
It's not just ironic, it's not just rich, it's actually pretty sad.
It's what happened to decorum?
Gone,
what happened
sadly.
to being the so-called leader in the room? He's being indicted, great. But let's not forget, you lost your election because of your, quote, crookedness. So let's not forget that. So yeah, she didn't get charges put on her, which probably should have, but she lost the election because of her underhand dealings. So let's remember.
Now take a step back and look at the spectacle. This wasn't just a clash between a politician and a pundit. It was a perfect snapshot of how politics has merged with entertainment. Drama is the new currency, and outrage is the stock market. And Hillary Clinton's meltdown felt like watching the Dow Jones crash in real time. Everyone stayed glued to their screens, not for policy, but for the show. And she delivered it in full. There's something almost poetic about it. Decades spent projecting power, control, and resilience, the image of someone who could survive anything, yet here she was, lighting up the world stage with raw emotion. Even world leaders couldn't help but smirk from afar, shrugging and saying, "Only in America." Meanwhile, the public couldn't get enough, sharing memes, debating which clip captured the meltdown best, and completely forgetting what even started it. The timing made it even stranger. She wasn't running for office or pushing an agenda. She was just existing, and somehow, that was enough to create front-page chaos.
So happy about it. That was an opportunity for her. They're always talking about closing the division. That would have been an opportunity for her to be gracious and be supposedly the leader, but again, she just can't stay away from herself.
Maturity doesn't always come with age.
No, it really doesn't, and it's sad in this currently with the given climate where everybody's after each other's throat. Here's a chance for a leader to show a little bit of class necessary. You don't have to like President Trump. You could think he was guilty of sin or innocent of sin, but when you're put in that position, there was an opportunity for her to show what leaders are supposed.
And then, boom, Tyrus turns it into headline gold overnight. Suddenly, Hillary Clinton's face is everywhere again, like fate decided she wasn't allowed a quiet retirement, not when her reactions still make such explosive content. And honestly, that's the cruelest twist. Hillary wanted to be remembered as a trailblazer, a powerhouse who shaped history, but instead, she goes viral for losing her cool. All because a pundit with a flair for spectacle dragged old secrets into the spotlight with carnival-level drama. It's pure Shakespearean irony mixed with internet chaos. The more you think about it, the funnier it gets. That meltdown wasn't just about her. It exposed just how absurd modern politics has become. It revealed more about the circus of power than any serious report ever could. Now, the real question isn't whether she can recover, it's whether she even wants to. After a spectacle this massive, there's no stuffing the genie back in the bottle. You either ride the chaos or get crushed by it. And if history tells us anything, Hillary Clinton never exits quietly.